In this video, we're going to talk about how to create an assignment and send it off to your classes in Google Classroom. So I'm at my main page that I want to be in my classroom. So I just go over to classwork and I hit create. Now, if I haven't created a topic, make sure I can always go create a topic from here. But we're going to talk about the assignment. So I just click on the assignment and it's going to ask me for a title. So you just type in whatever, excuse me, title that you're doing. And then you can add instructions here. I always like to add in some instructions so that the kids know what to do should this be assigned not in person. So if I'm assigning it over online, then they can watch this. And this is such a sucky video right now that I am. All right, so this video is going to talk about how do we create an assignment that we want to assign to our class. So I'm going to go over to classwork and I am going to hit the create button, and under create I have lots of different choices, and we will talk about each and every one of these choices in different videos so that if you don't have a need to learn about questions right now, you can skip right over that. But we're going to start with assignments. So I go ahead and I create an assignment and I need to put a title with it. So testing for fun is going to be my title. And once you put a title in it, then all sorts of different things over here ungray themselves. It will not let you create anything without a title. So then it says instructions are optional. I like to use the instruction part to put in how I want my students to complete a task. Like if I have a bunch of stuff in order, watch the video first, then fill out the Google form, or watch the video and do the required work that's after it. Or if I have 3 or 4, or do 3 of the 5 things listed under this title assignment, then it gives them something to do. It also helps them should you ever go on completely online. Now they have those instructions that they're not relying on you for. Or if somebody's sick and they need to complete the assignment, the instructions are right there. So you can type whatever you want to in here. So watch the video first, then complete Google quiz, anything like that. So once you have that done, the next thing you want to do is you can either add or create. So add is if you already have something done. I usually have my stuff already done ahead of time because I'm not good at creating on the fly. If I'm doing stuff for my Google Classroom, I want to create my assignment quickly and then move on. So you can add from your Google Drive, which just takes you right to your regular Google Drive. It should, if it loads in here. There it goes. And then you can add an assignment. So for instance, this one says testing for fun. So I just click on that and I hit insert and it adds it in there. Once I have added something that is a Google Doc or a Google slide, I want to come over here and there are 3 choices. So students can either view the file, which means they can do nothing with it whatsoever. All they do is just see it. Students can edit the file. This is when you want to have like collaboration. So for instance, if I put a table on here and I want all my students to put a link into it, I will put their names in the table and then they can add their links off to the side. So then they're not jumping on top of each other. So you can do that, or the most popular is make a copy for each student. So then each student will get their own copy, and then when they turn it back in, it will already have their name attached to it. So I can do that. I can also now add something else. So I can add a link, like if I have a website that I want my students to go to, I can just add that link right there. I can add in a file. So if I have something, an attachment that I want to add in that I want them to view, I can do that. I can add a YouTube link, so I can do it directly. I can search YouTube for these videos. Or I can actually, so if I want to add this one in, I can add that and say add. The trick is make sure you go back to YouTube and make it available for students to view, because if you don't do that, they won't be able to view this video. I can, yeah, so that one's loading in. Or if I want, I can actually create a doc, a slide, a sheet, or a drawing, or a form straight from here if I wanted to do that. I don't particularly like doing things on the fly, but if I'm doing something really quick, like an exit ticket or something like that, I could do it right here and hit create. Once those are all created, I'm going to go over here and I can assign it to multiple classes at a time if I want to. So I can go ahead and click that. This is also where I can choose if I want all my students to have it or if I just want certain students to have it. So this is a great place to differentiate. I can go to grading categories. So if I set up categories in my grading like I did in the earlier videos, I can say I want it to be like it's a summative, so it automatically assigns the points and I don't have to do anything about it. Here's where I want my due date to show. I can go ahead and click date and time, so I can say it's going to be due on the 10th. And if I have a time option, I can actually put like 3:45 on here or midnight. Don't ever put midnight, put 11:59 p.m. Otherwise it kicks it over to the next day. So if you put 11:59 p.m., then that will show up there. This is where I can assign it a topic, or I can create a topic on the fly. So if I haven't created a topic yet, I can actually create a topic for this. I'm actually just going to put it under the fun test. If I want to attach a rubric to it, I can do a rubric right from here. So I could create a rubric, or I could reuse a rubric that I've already done. There is a slideshow and a video. There's a slide and a video about how to use rubrics further down. So you can go back to the table of contents and click on that if you want to. We will talk about check plagiarism later. We're trying to get into a beta on this so that you have more than 3. And then I can go up to assign. So I have a couple of choices on assign. So on assign, I can either assign it right now, right as it's going, or I can schedule it to go out at a certain time. So I can schedule it to go out on August 3rd at 3 p.m. Or I can save it as a draft. And if I save it as a draft, it'll just be sitting in my Google Classroom gray. And then I can go in and say, now go assign it. So if you know you want to like plan your whole week out and have a whole bunch of assignments sitting in gray and then assign them later, you can do that. Once I hit assign, it goes off and it assigns it to all the students. So all the students will see this assignment, testing for fun. And there it is. So it tells me it's a substantive. It tells me it is due on August 10th at 11:59. I can go to my Google Calendar, and on August 10th, I'm going to flip over to August here. On August 10th, it shows that there is an assignment here on my teacher site. So I can tell that, and I can actually click on it, and here's the assignment. And it tells you, it's got your links for you. You can click right on it, and that way you can kind of keep track of where you're going. And that is how to create an assignment in a Google Classroom. Call if you have any questions.